Oh my God, they just gave me a reminder. I meant to record this. Actually, I didn't mean to record it. I didn't realize I was supposed to record it. That happens a lot. I was having a conversation with something in the kitchen, and oh my God, it was wild. It was wild. I'm going to have to give you it. Part of it is, I'm just trying to recall it. And because I remember the energy being so odd. And I think I finally said at one point, like, what is it, a mob boss? I mean, because that's how it felt. It felt very dismissive of any kind of like authority, right? Like it was like above the law. It was very arrogant, and I don't know. Anyway, so I remember having a conversation, and that I think was the idea of like what I was picturing when I was understanding the energy. Oh God. And we had gotten into all these weird conversations, and I was explaining to them how it's so hard to verbalize for me because I work in pictures, but I don't speak when I'm with the pictures. So it was like we are literally creating our own reality, and then we are morphing into the next reality. And it is like wormholes that you can go down, and you're living in many simultaneously. And it really is like a simulation, and it's all these things that it is really hard to verbalize. And it's like you either know this and understand this and have control of it, or you don't. And it really is the laws of the universe. And so it's like the idea in Revelations where it's like where you're locked away forevermore. It's like you get so many chances, and then it's like you flip and you strip the identities, but if you can't, you get stuck in the old world for another 2,000 years. And it's like, I think it says somewhere something about like if you deny the Holy Spirit, that's the one thing that you're not forgiven in this lifetime or the next. And God, I remember us talking about all of that. And I think he was threatening me or trying to threaten me. I think he was trying. It felt like he was. I'm not laughing, but I was kind of laughing because he was trying to. It was like intimidate or threaten or something like that. And I think that was maybe then when I was trying to explain to him his simpleton, like he was so simple he couldn't comprehend how ridiculous that is. And I think that was when I got into explaining like, oh, sweet child, let me teach you a few things, because you're high on your horse over there, and you're going to smash and crash. And oh, that's what it was. And in saying that and starting to explain that, I think I stopped myself then too and said, oh my God, that's why they sent you to me. You needed to meet me. And it is because I'm going to explain all this to you. And so you still have a choice. And what are you going to choose? Because when you get faced with yourself, when you finally see yourself in the mirror, when you finally, encounter God, you're not going to be able to say you didn't know, because that's why they sent you to me. You do know. You did hear. You chose to not listen, or you chose to turn the other way, or you chose whatever you chose, but you were told your intention was to harm. Your intention was to steal. Your intention was to take. Your intention was out of spite or revenge or anger or whatever the fuck it is, whatever lower energy. And you know better. But not only do you know better, you heard better. They sent you to me so you would hear better. And so you can't use that excuse. It's inexcusable. So when you get faced with your higher self, when you get faced with God, when you come to you can't say you didn't know. You can't say, none of that holds weight. Yeah, it was a whole thing about this. Damn, I just did not realize it was one of these that I was supposed to share. Shit. These happen all day, every day, so I don't, fuck. I really wasn't, I didn't think it was anything so profound to share. Fuck. There was more, though, that I think I was supposed to get out now that I'm, like, realizing it was supposed to be. Shit. It was, yeah, now they're showing me a little bit. Yeah, it was, he came through, and I think it was like a mob boss, or whatever that means to you. It was that kind of, like, arrogant, immature masculine, right? Who likes to threaten and control because he has no real power within himself to control himself. So he likes to harm others and control others. His ball sack hasn't dropped yet. It's just and this can be an 80-year-old child. It just doesn't, his brain hasn't evolved. He's just surviving, adapting. What? And so it was, yeah, I think that was part of it. It was like part of when I was explaining, like helping him understand a little bit more. I think he did start to threaten me more or something, because of course he's scared and he realized he wasn't very, intelligent. And so that's usually when heathens will threaten and get angry and get aggressive. And I think he did start to get loud and aggressive. And I think that's when I started to laugh. And I was like, oh my God. Because it was like, it wasn't anything that I was even teaching him. That none of that was the point or the purpose of them sending him to me. The point and the purpose was for him to see what he was doing was purely out of harm, out of jealousy, out of anger, out of revenge. It was a lower energy. There was no reason for him to be attempting to harm me, but that was his intention. And so now he knows it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. Now everybody innately knows, but they're just not listening. And so it was like, oh, you can't even use that excuse. You can't even say you were dead or you're autopilot or any of that shit. It was literally almost like God was, I don't even know how to say what they're showing, but it was like, no, that's really funny. I can't say any of that. Yeah. Okay, so nonetheless, now I don't even know why did you tell me originally to jump on? I don't know, there's something here that's supposed to be important for somebody about, or maybe it's just all of us. It's that remembering of intention. Like, what's your real intention here? Shit, I'm really sorry. I really wish I recorded it when it was all coming through so fresh. Oh, all right. What? Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.